guys, here I am with a new video. This time we're going to discuss, or I will going to explain a bit about this upcoming new moon in Taurus that will going to happen at the 27th or 28th depending on where you live. Okay, this new moon in Taurus, first of all, the moon is exalted in Taurus. Okay, so this is actually a very good position for the moon, and this is a new moon, so there's a beginning there, the energy of starting something. That's the purpose or the energy or the archetype of the new moon. But this new moon, because it's in Taurus, is going to face a lot of obstacles. Why? Because Mars is currently in Leo, squaring it, and Pluto is currently in Aquarius, squaring it also. So it's a bit similar with the T-square video that I have done a few days ago. So the universe wants us to create something, to use this new moon energy in Taurus to create something. Because Taurus is the zodiac of money, or the sign of money. You can definitely make some money, you can definitely manifest material things with this new moon, new energy. But at the same time, obstacles will come from Mars and Pluto, from the sign of Leo and Aquarius, that will challenge us regarding how we manifest that Taurus intention using this new moon energy. And this challenge depends on the position of the new moon, Mars and Pluto on our natal chart. So it really depends on our own natal chart. So I'm going to explain this new moon relative to all the signs, to all 12 zodiac signs, so you can calculate in which part of your life you can manifest, or you can also mitigate in which part of your life that can become the obstacles for you to manifest this new moon energy in Taurus. Okay, let's start from the first rising sign, which is Aries. For Aries rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your second house. Second house is your resource, your money, your value. It will be squared by Mars in Leo in your fifth house. Fifth house is your children, your hobbies, the fun things in your life, your creativity. This is also the house of gambling. And second challenge will come from a square from Pluto in your 11th house. 11th house is your friends, your networks. This is also social media. So you want to manifest. The energy is there. If you want to manifest regarding money or material things, the energy is there with this new moon in Taurus for Aries in your second house. But challenges would come from your 11th house, friends, and another challenge would come from your fifth house, children. So for example, you want to manifest something regarding money, investment for example, or you want to create something, new income stream, but your friends will not agree with you, or your children will not agree with you. Fifth house and 11th house. You also have to remember, currently there's an opposition between Mars in the fifth house and Pluto in the 11th house. Mars-Pluto opposition is a nasty energy, very, very nasty. This is the energy that reminds me of the mafia. This is a bully energy. This is the energy where someone can literally rip your someone can literally do some violent things to you in its worst case scenario. This is the energy where someone could literally steal from you, take money from you. Someone could literally deceive you. So you have to be very, very mindful. You have to be very careful. So you want to manifest second house things with this new moon in Taurus for money? Yes, you can, but you have to be very, very careful regarding dark energies, or regarding peoples that want to take advantage of you, or people that want to control you, that want to bully you, in order for them to control you. And those people would come from either the 11th or the 5th house, or can be from both houses. So from your friends or your children. So you have to be very, very mindful. But this is a good energy in general for manifesting money in your second house, but you just have to be aware of the challenges that comes from people around you. Okay, for the second sign, the second rising sign, we will go to Taurus rising. For Taurus rising, this new moon energy is happening in your sign. This is about you. You wanting to start new on something. It doesn't have to be money, even though Taurus is the sign of money, but it doesn't have to be money. It can be about material things, because Taurus is material things, but because the new moon is in first house, you, not only you as in your 3D manifestation, your body, but also your personality, your aura, your energy. So this new moon is about you wanting to start something new. But the challenge would come from your 4th house, Mars in Leo in your 4th, and Pluto in Aquarius in your 10th house. So the challenges would come from your family members, from your home life, or would come from your career, your public image, your job. So people on those two realms, people, maybe your family members not agree with whatever you want to start something, whatever you want to start new. They might not agree with it. Or people in your career, or maybe your work colleague will not agree with it. But just bear in mind, because the new moon is in your first house, you have a choice to start something new in whatever field you want, right? But because this is Taurus, it's naturally material things. But also you have to remember, maybe your family or your domestic life will not harmoniously agree to that, and maybe your career will also not harmoniously align to that. And at the same time, there's a Pluto and Mars opposition from your 10th and your 4th house. So this is a very negative energy if you cannot control it, or if you cannot be aware of it. If you're not aware of it, this is a very negative energy. So you have to be aware of it. The opposition is happening between the 10th and the 4th, between your family and your career life. And there can be some backstabbing, underhanded tactics, maybe in your home life or in your career life. But just remember, the new moon is in you. You have the right to start whatever you want to start. You have the right to start something new. It's just the challenges would come from your 10th house and your 4th house, from your family life and also from your career life. Okay, for the third rising sign, we will go to Gemini rising. For Gemini rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 12th house. I'm sorry. So Taurus is your 12th house, a natural 12th house for Gemini rising. So this new moon is about starting something new regiment maybe regarding your mental health. This is also the house of rest, relaxation. This is the house where you isolate yourself just to recharge. So you have more time for yourself. This new moon will trigger you to do that, will ask you to do that. So have more time for yourself to recharge, to recuperate, have more time to relax, and also take care of your mental health. The challenges will come from the 9th house and the 3rd house. Pluto is currently in your 9th house, and Pluto in Aquarius in your 9th house, and Mars in Leo is currently in your 3rd house. 3rd house is siblings, communication, skills, knowledge. 9th house is the higher knowledge, the house of travel, religion. So maybe you work, and in your work you need to travel often. So that could square this, that could create a problem for you in 12th house matters, where you need some rest, you need time for yourself, but your work will not allow you because you have to travel for work. So that's a square between the 12th house and the 9th house. Or if a square between the 12th and the 3rd, maybe your siblings. Maybe you have to take care of your siblings for some matter, because of some things, and you're not able to take care of yourself because the 12th house is taking care of yourself, especially when it comes to alone time, especially for your mental health. So that's an example of the challenge that could come. So the challenges could come from your 3rd house and your 9th, but the new moon will highlight a new beginnings in your 12th house. Okay, for the fourth rising sign, we will go to Cancer. For Cancer rising, this new moon energy will happen in your 11th house. 11th house is the house of friends, networks. This is the house of social media also, and hopes and dreams. The challenges or the square would come from your 8th house and also would come from your 2nd house. Mars in Leo in your 2nd house will square this, and Pluto and Aquarius in your 8th house will also square this. And then there's also Pluto and Mars opposition, a very nasty energy. So you have to be mindful. 11th house is about networking, social media, it's about friendship, it's about hopes and dreams, it's about big organization, big group of people. So you want to start something new with this new moon in Taurus. So maybe new friends, new networks, new social media account, in fact, or new campaigns on social media regarding your businesses maybe. But the challenge would come from the 2nd house, for example. From the 2nd house, where Mars is in, Mars in Leo, maybe it's about money. Maybe you don't have enough resources to launch that campaign in social media. Another challenge would come from the 8th house, where Pluto and Aquarius is in. So the challenge would come from 8th house is shared resources. 8th house is shared resources and also intimacy, sex. It's also the house of crisis, psychology. It's a house of investments, also tools of investments. So maybe those things could challenge you in terms of your 11th house. Maybe you want to start a new campaign on your social media for your business, and then boom, a challenge or crisis happens in your life, 8th house. So you have to be mindful on those things. But generally, because the moon is in exaltation in Taurus, so generally this new energy with the new moon is good. It's just you have to be mindful of the challenges that come from your 2nd house, money, and the challenges that could come from your 8th house, which is shared resources, crisis, and also sex, and challenges that could come sudden that you don't see. That's the challenge that often associated with the 8th house. So you have to be mindful for that. Okay, for the 5th rising sign, we will go to Leo. For Leo rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 10th house. This is about career, public image. So if you want to pursue a new career, this is good for you. You can start a new career with new moon in Taurus. But the challenge would come from the 1st house, which is Leo, Mars and Leo, which is you, yourself, and from Pluto and Aquarius in your 7th house. So the challenge could come from a square from the 1st, which is you, and the square from the 7th, which is other people, your partner, marriage. If you're single, maybe challenges could come from bad contracts, because the 7th house is contract, the house of contracts. You want to start a new something in terms of your career, 10th house, new moon in Taurus, but the contracts that is offered to you is dismal. You don't want to do it. Contracts is the 7th house. Pluto and Aquarius is the 7th. Example of squares from the 1st. Maybe you want to start something in terms of your career, but you yourself, because Mars and Leo in you, the 1st house is you yourself might not be able to enjoy this career, or maybe this career is good because moon is exalted in Taurus, is good, but there's something within you, maybe physically, maybe psychologically, maybe personality-wise, that prevent you from fully taking advantage of this new moon energy in Taurus, because the 1st house is you. So maybe you are the reason for you not to able to manifest this new moon energy in your 10th house. But either way, you also have to bear in mind that there is an opposition between Mars and Pluto in your 1st and 7th house. This is a very negative energy if you're not aware of it. So maybe other people is trying to control you, or maybe you're trying to control other people. This energy is similar to a bullying energy, mafia-like energy. So you have to be very mindful. Not let yourself controlled by others or manipulate or being bullied by others, but at the same time, do not do that to others. And you also have to bear in mind that you and other people's 7th house and 1st house is squaring your 10th house where this new moon is happening. So maybe if you're if you have partner, or if you're married, maybe your partners or your husband or your wife does not agree with you starting new in terms of career, 10th house, new moon in Taurus, or maybe you yourself that is hesitating or not fully in line with this new moon and the 10th house in Taurus. Okay, for the 6th rising sign, we will go to Virgo. For Virgo rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 9th house. This is generally a good house for anything. This is generally a good house for positive things, because this is the house of luck. And new moon in Taurus is generally considered to be a positive things, because Taurus is where the moon is best. But because it will be squared by Mars in Leo in your 12th and Pluto in Aquarius in your 6th, so challenges could come from your daily grind, daily work, daily chores, daily life basically. It could also come from your health, because the 6th house is your health, and challenges could also come from your 12th house, which is your mental health. Bear in mind, the 6th house is also pets. Challenges could also come from your pets. So new moon in Taurus for Virgo rising will happen in your 9th house. This is immediately in the back of my mind. 9th house is travel. Maybe you want to travel to some places. New moon, start a new traveling plan. So you want to go somewhere new, abroad of course, right? Because the 9th house is foreign lands. So you want to travel to someplace new, but your mental health will not allow you something there. And then your 6th house, health, your day-to-day work, or maybe your pets. Maybe you're not allowed to bring pets to your new destination. So that's the example of squares between the 9th, the 12th, and also the 6th. You also have to remember there's an opposition currently between Mars and Pluto in your 6th and your 12th. This is Mars and Pluto opposition is very negative if you're not aware of it, and because this activate your mental health house, 12th house. So bear in mind, take care of your mental health. But at the same time, because the 9th house where this new moon energy is happening is also have something to do with the positive outlook in life, try to look things on the positive side, Virgo. Let's go to the 7th sign. For the 7th rising sign, we'll go to Libra. For Libra rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 8th house. The square will come from Mars in Leo in your 11th and Pluto in Aquarius in your 5th. So 8th house is the house of shared resources, intimacy. This is the house of crisis, the house of transformation. This is a dark house, basically. The house where you need to face the darkness in you before you can see the light. This is also the house where dark things settle, the house of psychology, the house of the shadow. A new moon is starting here, so maybe you could do some shadow work. Yes, you can do some shadow work. Or maybe you can do some investments, because this new moon in Taurus, the sign of money, in the house of investments, the house of shared resources. Maybe you could start a new investment. The square would come from your 5th house and your 11th house. 5th house is where Mars is in. 5th house is where Pluto is currently is in. Pluto is in the 5th house. 5th house is children, hobbies, things that make you happy, creativity. And another square will come from Mars in Leo in your 11th house. 11th house is basically the house of friendships, the house of networks, the house of hopes and dreams, the house of social media. Maybe you want to start a new investment, but your children will not support it. Maybe there's something regarding your children, because the 5th house is children. I'm just giving you an example. Maybe you have something to do regarding your children that prevents you to invest your money, 8th house. Or maybe there's a square from the 11th house. Maybe your friends will not agree with your investments decision. new moon in Taurus in the 8th house, investments. So that's the examples that I could give you. So maybe your friends will not agree with it, 11th house, or maybe your children will prevent you from investing new money. Children is 5th house, investing new money, new moon in your 8th house. Okay, for the 8th rising sign, we will go to Scorpio. For Scorpio rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 7th house, and the square would come from Mars in Leo in your 10th house, and Pluto in Aquarius in your 4th house. So this is, for me, this is about marriage or starting anew in terms of your relationship. So because this new moon in Taurus, moon is exalted in Taurus, so maybe there's a good impetus for you to start something in terms of your relationship. Maybe you want to get married, you want to finally want to tie the knots, or maybe you want to announce to people that you're finally being serious to someone, or you finally decided to commit it to someone, relationship, right? Or maybe you want to sign a new contract, because the 7th house is contract, new contract regarding something. But the square would come from your 4th house and your 10th house. Maybe in your 10th house, your family or your domestic life will not support of it, or maybe a square from your 10th house, maybe your career will make you doubt this new contract or this new relationship. For example, I will give you an example. You want to finalize, or you want to finally make a commitment to someone, relationship, 7th house, but your family members not agree with it. Yes, that's an example. Square from the 4th. Or if you want to start something with something new with someone, a new relationship, maybe your 10th house will not allow it. Maybe your workload will not allow it. Maybe you're traveling too much, or maybe you have so many burden in your workspace that you're just not sure whether you want to start something new in terms of relationship. Or maybe because 7th house is contract, is contract, maybe you sign a new contract, but your 10th house, your career, will prevent you from signing this contract. Or maybe your career, you having second thoughts regarding this contract because of your career. That's just an example of this. It really depends on your personal chart, but in general, the 7th house is where the new energy is in. This is a good energy, but challenges could come from your 4th house, your family, and your 10th house for your 10th house, which is your career, for Scorpio rising. Let's go to the 9th sign. For the 9th sign, we will go to Sagittarius rising. For Sagittarius rising, this new moon energy will happen in your 6th house. Taurus, new moon in your 6th house. So there's something that you can start in terms of your daily regimen regarding to health, regarding your daily life, daily activities, your chores, your pet. Get a new pet. This is a good time for getting a new pet because this new moon energy asks you to create something new, because the moon is exalted in Taurus. Maybe you will get the pet of your dream. Unfortunately, there will be a square or a friction that could come from your 3rd house, because Pluto in Aquarius is currently in your 3rd house, and a square will also come from your 9th house, because Mars is in Leo in your 9th house. So you want to adopt a new pet. For example, I will give you an example. You want to adopt a new pet. A square from the 9th house, traveling. Maybe you want to adopt a new pet, but you have to travel. And when you finish traveling, maybe that pet has been adopted by other person. So there's the tension there. And then a square from the 3rd house, because of the Sagittarius, Capricorn, and then Aquarius, it's your 3rd house. So maybe you want to adopt a new pet, 6th house, right? 6th house. But something about your siblings will not agree with it, or your siblings don't like the kind of pets that you want to adopt. So that's an example. That's a simple example. But the third house is siblings, communication, skills, and the ninth house is traveling, higher learning. It's also about universities. The ninth house is also about the philosophies of life. Those are the things that could challenge you for starting something new. New moon in Taurus in your sixth house, which is about health, daily routines, pets, and also regarding your day-to-day chores and also your work. Now we will go to the 10th rising sign, Capricorn. For Capricorn rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 5th house. This is a very good house in general, and a new moon in Taurus in the 5th house, this is also a good thing. So you want to start something new, you can start something new using this new moon energy in terms of creativity, in terms of fun, in terms of hobbies, in terms of joy in life. But because this is also the house of children, you can start your process of having children in this new moon. Maybe you could find out that you're pregnant. So this is a good thing for new moon to happen in your 5th house for Capricorn rising. But the challenge would come from Pluto and Aquarius in your 2nd house, house of money, resources, and the challenge would come from Mars in Leo in your 8th house. 8th house is about shared resources. 2nd house is your resource. 8th house is shared resources, intimacy, and this is also the house of transformation, the house of investments, the house of other people's money. For example, I will give you an example. This new moon is a good energy to, if you want to have children, this new moon is a good energy to trying to have children, an effort to have children, new energy, new start. But a square comes from the 8th house, right, where Mars is in. Mars is in the 8th house, the house of sex, intimacy. Maybe you've been lacking intimacy in your life, so that is preventing you from having children. 5th house, new moon. That's an example. Or an example, if you want to start a treatment that can boost your chances of having children, 5th house. But 2nd house is squaring it also. Pluto in Aquarius. Financial difficulties, not enough money to do that. So that's another example for this. So bear in mind, the new moon is in a good house. The moon itself is in good dignity in the 5th house, so take advantage. But the challenge would come from your 2nd house, the house of money, and your 8th house, the house of also the house of money, but also the house of sex, intimacy, shared resources, transformations, and crisis. So you have to be aware of these challenges. Let's go to the 11th sign. For the 11th rising sign, we will go to Aquarius rising. For Aquarius rising, this new moon in Taurus will happen in your 4th house. Family, properties, motherly figures, right? This is about your emotional foundation. This is about your home. This new moon will start something new here. So maybe you want to buy a new property. This is a good time. Something new in your family, a good time. But the challenge that would come from your 1st and your 7th house. So Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius in your 1st house. Maybe you are the challenge. Or maybe you're challenging this new moon. Maybe there's something, for example, you want to buy a property, but there's something in you that feels, because Pluto in Aquarius makes you feel stronger, right? Maybe there's something in you that is feeling not right about this decision to start something new in terms of your 4th house. Or maybe a challenge from your 7th house, because Mars in Leo in your 7th house. Maybe your partner will not agree to this purchase of property if you want to start something new in terms of your 4th house. That's a simple example. But the challenge would come from the 1st house, which is you, and 7th house, which is your partner, right? Your marriage, if you're married, partnership, your husband or your wife. But starting a new energy is in your 4th house. So whatever you want to start in terms of your 4th house, your family, your home, properties, bear in mind that challenges can come from yourself and also can come from your partner that might not agree with your decision. Okay, for the last sign, we will go to Pisces rising. For Pisces rising, this new moon in this new moon in Taurus will happen in your third house. So new moon in Taurus in the third, something you want to start something new in terms of your siblings, something new in terms of your relationship with your siblings. Maybe this is also about skills, communications, knowledge. Maybe you want to upgrade your skills, right? So this is a good time to do that, because after Pisces there's Aries and then there's Taurus, the third house. This is where you want to start. The challenges could come from Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house, and Mars in Leo, that is currently in your 6th house. So the challenges could come from, for example, challenges from Mars and Leo in your 6th, your health, your day-to-day task, your work, your chores, your pets. For example, you want to upgrade your skills, third house, new moon in the third house in Taurus. But your health might challenge you in upgrading your skills. Maybe you have something regarding your health that you need to take care of, but at the same time you want to start something in upgrading your skills. Maybe your health will provide a challenge, or maybe your day-to-day job, your job could also provide a challenge for you in upgrading your skills, third house. Another challenge would come from your 12th house, because Aquarius is Pisces rising's 12th house, Pluto in Aquarius. A challenge from there, from 12th house, maybe your mental health, right? Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need a time alone. But at the same time, this new moon energy forces you or nudge you to create something new. Or maybe you want to upgrade your skills, third house, but your mental health is blocking you. Or maybe you need more time to be alone, and that time is blocking you from upgrading your skills. That's just an example. Bear in mind that there is also an opposition between Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th and Mars and Leo in your 6th. This is a very heavy wellness opposition. Pluto and Mars in the signs that rules your axis of wellness. The axis of wellness is 12 and 6. So you have to be careful, because Pluto and Mars opposition is it's a nasty energy if you're not aware of it. So take care of your mental health, take care of also your physical health, and it will take care of itself. But if you're not taking care of your mental health and your physical health, there's a high chance that this new moon energy in Taurus in your third house, your mental and your physical health will square, or will put a limitation on what you can do to manifest your third house with this new moon in Taurus. So that's my take, Pisces.